Alright, so I'm going to start off from the main card down to the prelims because I just had a great time last time. I just really like starting off with the main event and ending with the prelims for some reason. I enjoy it. I don't know why. I'm kind of a psychopath. Anyways, first we have Derrick versus Talish and Sherriier. Honestly, this should probably be a prelim, dude. Holy fuck. But it's good. It's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Talish and Sherriier. I just feel like I'm gonna be seeing Derrick Lewis throw a lot of punches that aren't gonna land. He's just gonna throw wild and he's not gonna land. Obviously, Derrick Lewis is always dangerous. He could just start to actually try to knock you out and he could just sleep you out cold. That's what he did in his last fight. He was just dilly-dallying the whole time, not really caring about anything. And he was like, all right, let's just finish this. And you just completely demolished him. So that could definitely happen here, but I just think Talish and Sherriier is very good, and this is kind of early. Like, he's only had one fucking fight in the UFC, so we could just get slept and destroyed. But it's a heavyweight matchup, guys. It's a heavyweight matchup, so Talish and Sherriier could just easily get fucking mollywopped. But I just think Talish and Sherriier, he's too skilled. I think he's gonna see the shots coming from Derrick Lewis. Pause. And this is a 5-rounder, which also worries me too. So think about this: if Sherriier doesn't get Lewis out of there, man, he's gonna have to watch out, man. He's really gonna have to watch out for Lewis because he's dangerous. He could catch you anytime. But I'm gonna go with Sherriier. I think he's skilled enough to get it done. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Sherriier. KO TKO, maybe round 1 or 2. I'm not really sure, but Lewis could obviously get a KO here too. I'm fence-sitting, but it's true. Come on. It is true. Lewis could fucking crack. Even at 40 years old, he could still, like, demolish people. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Alright, next we have my Pookie Bear, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfiglio. I was actually thinking about going with Wonderboy because, to be fair to Wonderboy, he has looked amazing in almost every single one of his performances. Even when he loses, he's looked amazing. It's just worrying with Wonderboy, man. Like, in his past 2 losses, he's been KO'd and then submitted. But then again, he's fighting Walkin Buckley and Shavkat Rakhmonov. So how bad is that loss? Gabriel Bonfiglio is nowhere near as imposing as Shavkat, and he's nowhere near as powerful as Buckley. So I don't know. This is actually a very close fight, though. Bonfiglio, though, I think he's like a minus 400 favorite. Damn. Doing my boy Wonderboy dirty. Not really. Guys, Gabriel Bonfiglio is a very, very good grappler. I could see him grappling here. I mean, he has to grapple here because I think on the feet, even though Wonder Man is still old, he's still very good on the feet. I'm going to regrettably go with Gabriel Bonfiglio decision, maybe even a submission. If Wonderboy loses this fight, I hope you guys know that he's going to retire. That's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Gabriel Bonfiglio on that one. Next, we have Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia, man, I mean, he's a marauder. He's a marauder. I mean, yeah, Steve Garcia has just been marauding his way through everybody in recent history. That scared the living shit out of me. Anyway, I'm going to go with Steve Garcia. I don't know. I actually, in terms of technique, I think Kattar is significantly better. And I think he will be able to counter Steve Garcia. Because Steve Garcia can be open on the feet. Like, he really is more so just a marauder with long-ass arms. It's kind of weird. I think Steve Garcia is on, like, a 6-fight, like, finishing streak. Pretty impressive. I do remember Steve Garcia was supposed to fight Edson Barboza. I was terrified for my Pookie Bear, Edson Barboza. If you've seen my bio, if you've seen the bio in my YouTube channel, I'm literally the biggest Edson Barboza fan ever. And I was scared for my Pookie Bear. I was scared he was going to get absolutely demolished. And you know what? He probably was, but it is what it is. But I don't know, man. I just think Steven Garcia could get him. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Steve Garcia. Anyways, next we have Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Sherriier. I'm going with Morgan Sherriier. Now, Morgan Sherriier did get mogged in his last fight. against Nathaniel Wood. But Nathaniel Wood, I actually think Nathaniel Wood is probably top 15 level. Like, I think he beats some of the guys that are in the top 15, top 20 area. He beat Morgan Sherriier, who is quite close to the rankings. I think Nathaniel Wood beats Calvin Kattar. Yusuf Zalal, I think that fight is competitive. So, I mean, losing to Nathaniel Wood isn't bad. Nate Landwehr, though, man, he got fucking destroyed in his last fight. And Nate Landwehr's getting up there in age. Like, to be fair to Morgan Sherriier, he is quite young. I think he's like 29. So he's still, he's 29, exactly. He's 29, so he does have time to improve. But Nate Landwehr, he's 35, 36. You know what? I've realized that doesn't really matter too much at featherweight, because when you think about it, there's a lot of mid-30 prospects at like bantamweight and featherweight now. I don't know what it is. You have fucking, what's his name? Iman Zahabi. You have Edson Barboza, who is ranked. You have Calvin Kattar. You have Lerone Murphy, who's like 34, 35. You got Volk, who's literally the fucking champion. There's a few other guys, but like there's just a lot of 35-year-old prospects. So age, for some reason, Marab is like 34 and he's the bantamweight champion. Jose Aldo too, before he retired, was ranked. There's a few more, but like, yeah, I mean, clearly age for some reason doesn't matter anymore at bantamweight and featherweight. I don't know what the fuck happened. As soon as Volk won, literally it just gave power to all the mid-30 prospects. They're like, oh shit. Anyways, yeah, I'm going Morgan Sherriier. Decision, I don't really know. Next, we have Vtor Patino versus Austin Lane. I'm going to go Vtor Patino on this one. He's moving up to heavyweight. He's going to have that lighter man skill, and Austin Lane is quite chinny. And he can be wrestle-fucked. So, you know what? I'm going to go with Austin Lane. I think he's going to be... I'm not going to go. I'm going to go with Vtor Patino. I think Vtor Patino is... I think he either gets like a weird, goofy KO against Austin Lane, or he could just grapple fuck him. I don't know. Whichever one, I'm going to go with Vtor Patino. Next, we have Junior Tafa versus Tuco Tokos. That voice crack was crazy. Tuco Tokos, he... Oh my god, man. Are we really in a world where we're picking tacos over Junior Tafa? Yes, dude. It's Taco Tuesday tomorrow. So you know what? Tuco Tokos, bro. Let's go. Wrestle fuck this guy into a decision. Next, we have Max Griffin versus Chris Curtis. I'm going to go with Chris Curtis. I'm going to go with him by decision, because I think Griffin is quite durable, but Chris Curtis is just a higher level than him. Way better boxing. He's pretty good. Like, he's in that top 15 level at welterweight. I don't think Max Griffin beats him. Yeah, I just think Chris Curtis is too good for him. Too good for an older Max Griffin. I know Chris Curtis is old, but he hasn't really shown any signs of deterioration. He still looks good, and he also had a very good fight against Roman Kopylov. If you're able to have an amazing fight against Roman Kopylov, who is probably going to be top 10 ranked quite soon, I think you could beat Max Griffin if you're able to have a war with Roman Kopylov. I think you'll be fine against Max Griffin, dude. I'm going to go with Chris Curtis. And next, we have Jake Matthews versus Chidi Njokuani. This is a tough one. I'm kind of tempted to go with Chidi Njokuani, but every single time I've picked Jake Matthews, it's gone right for me so far. This might be a fight where I change my pick later on. And I know it's like, sounds crazy with fence sitting, but like, dude, I am fence sitting. Leave me alone, bro. Man, I can't. I have to fence sit. I'm going to go Jake Matthews' decision. I think his boxing is a little bit better. Even though Chidi is a very good kickboxer and he's looked amazing in his past few fights, Jake Matthews has looked good too. He's looked good. The problem is that, I mean, Jake Matthews is kind of inconsistent with his performances. Like, he could look shit, get dropped by Matthew Semelsberger, make Matthew Semelsberger actually look good, which is kind of crazy. Like, you're making Matthew Semelsberger look like he has insane power. That's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm going to go Jake Matthews' decision. I think he'll have, even though he's at a significant reach disadvantage, I still think he has a boxing advantage. I think Jake Matthews is like a tad bit better since he's a little bit younger. He's going to be improving at a little bit of a higher rate. So I'm going to go Jake Matthews. Next, we have Lauren Murphy coming out of the nursing home in retirement. That's so disrespectful. I'm sorry, but it's true, man. She's 42 years old. Eduardo Mora is pretty good, and she's moving up, so she's not actually murdering herself to go down to strawweight. She's looked good in her last fight. She looked amazing. I think she's gonna marauder her way through Lauren Murphy. But Lauren Murphy, man, she could crappy bet her way. People forget. Lauren Murphy was a marauder. She was a marauder. Yeah, no. I'm gonna go with Eduardo Mora on this one. Next, we have Mitch Ramirez versus Mike Davis. I'm gonna go with Mike Davis. I just think he's more skilled in more aspects than Mitch Ramirez is. I think he's too high of a level. He is in the upper echelon of lightweight, not in the lower. I think he beat any lower level lightweight, and I think he beats Mitch Ramirez. I just think he's just a little bit of a higher level everywhere. And finally, we have Fatima Klein versus Melissa Martinez. I guess I'll go with Fatima Klein, even though she's like an 1,100 favorite, I think, or something like that. She's like an insane favorite. So I'll just go with her, because why not? But I don't think she should be that big of a favorite. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, those are my picks for Lewis versus Teixeira. I'm picking Talish and Teixeira, Gabriel Bonfiglio, Steve Garcia, Morgan Sherriier, Vtor Patino, Tacos, Chris Curtis, Jake Matthews, Eduardo Mora, Kennedy Nitachukwu, Mike Davis, and I'm going with Fatima Klein. Now, okay, I'll tell you what fights I think are kind of like 50-50. This Calvin Kattar fight is definitely 50-50. Jake Matthews versus Chidi, that's a very close one in my opinion. And then we have Nitachukwu versus Walter Walker. I think those are the ones that I'll probably get wrong, if I get any wrong. Which I probably will, but I think those three are the ones that I have a solid chance to get wrong. Definitely close. And I also could get this Lewis fight wrong, because Lewis can just, get a KO at any moment in time. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did. And, yeah, have a good day.